War on SpaceX. The US government wants China to win the space war. Why is that? Let's talk about it. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much once again joining me for tea time. Today, we have a little bit of fireside. It's so good. It's smoky. Love it. I hope you're joining me with your cup of tea, maybe a cup of coffee, hanging out, talking tech, talking photo, talking video. Today is a technology day. We'll be talking about SpaceX and the FAA and government in general. Not my favorite topic, but it is what it is. We have to talk about it, right? We have to bring it to your attention if you're not aware of it. That's what this channel is all about, right? I was reading a few articles over on Space News, on Teslarati, on a bunch of different rags, and I want to once again bring this to your attention. So I want to go through one of these articles. I want to give you my commentary on it, and then down below, I want to hear from you. And if you don't want to say anything down there because you're shy, put a little emoji or something, just so I know that you actually watched this video. That'd be very, very helpful. It might get a little heated because this topic just pisses me off. It really does. And by the end of this video, you'll know why. So before we get into this article, I just want to say that if you enjoy the video, throw it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe. If you're not, if you are, thank you. I appreciate that. Click this little notification button over here so when I go live, when a new video comes out, you'll be notified of it immediately. So YouTube says. Also, if you just want to say thank you for all of my hard work, there's a little thank you button that YouTube gave us down here. Thank you, YouTube. Click on that, give $1 or $2 if you like. If not, that's perfectly fine. Consider becoming a member of the channel. That would be even better. And if you haven't downloaded any of my free ebooks, why the hell not? They're free. Go to JCristina.com/books. Once again, JCristina.com/books. And if you want more Starlink content, when you're done watching this video, click this little button over here. Don't do it yet. Click this little button over here so you can find all of my 340 almost videos I put together on Starlink. Helpful how-tos, tips, tricks, what to do, what not to do, what to buy, what not to buy, how to do things, and of course the why behind it all. This channel is always about the why. So check those out once again when you're done watching this video. So let's jump right into this article. And then once again, I'll give you my commentary. And then I want to hear from you down below or throw me that emoji. I would appreciate that. SpaceX issued a statement regarding the extensive delay related to the Starship's 5th test flight, or IFT-5. The aerospace company also revealed a new potential date for the next flight, which will come in November. November, guys. I told you my prediction was right around August 15th to August 18th. I was wrong, right? That's when I said that I really do believe that it was going to fly. We'll get into that also in just a second. SpaceX has been attempting to bring Starship's next test flight to fruition for some time now. And the CEO, Elon Musk, said that IFT-5 would take place in early August. He revealed this potential date in early July as SpaceX was working to resolve issues from the 4th test flight, or IFT-4. However, the date came and went. As the company continued to await FAA approval, nothing seemed to move. This has now made SpaceX release a lengthy statement regarding the delays, what caused them, and what could be next. This is really good because instead of keeping everything that the government does and the FAA behind closed doors, Elon Musk is like, no, here it is. Everyone will know about it, and I'm glad that he has done this. SpaceX said both Starship and Super Heavy vehicles have been ready to launch since the first week of August. Interesting. I said August 15th, right? They were ready to launch the first week of August. The next flight will attempt the most ambitious objective of Starship's test program, returning the Super Heavy booster to the launch site and catch it in midair. We were talking about that in the previous video where they're going to attempt to catch that Super Heavy in midair with the salad tongs, as I call them, or the chopsticks. They call it Mechazilla, those arms. An amazing feat to get that to happen. Each Starship test has resulted in subsequent advances in the program. Every flight has accomplished more than the previous, showing tremendous progress and giving credibility to Elon Musk's goal of having unmanned missions to Mars in just 2 years. I talked to you guys about that in, I believe, yesterday or the day before's video. However, SpaceX says that the delay in the Starship program are a culmination of several things. Quote, It's understandable that such a unique operation would require additional time to analyze from a licensing perspective. Unfortunately, instead of focusing resources on critical safety analysis and collaborating on rational safeguards to protect both the public and the environment, the licensing process has been repeatedly derailed by issues ranging from frivolous to patently absurd. I believe it. At times, these roadblocks have been driven by false and misleading reports built on bad faith hysterics from online detractors or special interest groups who have presented poorly constructed science as fact. Have we ever heard anyone at any time in the recent, maybe 4 years, that provided bad science as fact? Does anyone remember anything about that? Bad science as fact? Yeah. The FAA, or the Federal Aviation Administration, has to approve the test flight before SpaceX can make any moves. Although the agency previously gave SpaceX a launch license estimate of mid-September, the FAA has given a new estimate because of a superfluous environmental analysis. Interesting. Quote, "We recently received a launch license date estimate of late November from the FAA, the government agency responsible for licensing Starship flight tests. This is a more than 2-month delay to a previously communicated date of mid-September. This delay is not based on new safety concerns, but instead driven by superfluous environmental analysis. The 4 open environmental issues are illustrative of the difficulties launch companies face in the current regulatory environment of launch and re-entry licensing." Now, I love what they do here. They actually break this thing down, all right? They give you just bullets of the problem. SpaceX says that there's several issues in reporting related to environmental impacts of the Starship program. And once again, they break this down. This is kind of like their rebuttal. Water-cooled steel flame deflector. We know that stainless steel deflector so that the Super Heavy doesn't burn a hole in the ground and throw concrete everywhere, remember? So they came up with this heat sink, almost like you have in your computer. That's a problem. This is what they say. SpaceX never operated the deflector without a permit. Number 1. The deflector doesn't spray pollutants into the surrounding environment and uses drinking water. Why doesn't it use potable water? I don't know. It uses drinking water. Odd. SpaceX was asked by the EPA to apply for an individual discharge permit, despite the operation having, quote, little to nothing in common with industrial waste discharge covered by individual permits. Now, before I finish this, I'll just give you a side note, something personal, okay? I sell on Amazon. I make a lot of products, okay? I'm an inventor. I create a lot of photography products, cleaning products. I own the Aurora cleaning product company. So any type of cleaning for your camera sensor, cleaning for your lenses, any type of electronics, right? Microfiber cleaning, both wet and dry. I own that, right? I also have created the PRT, which is a photo reference tool for photographers. I created the focus pyramid for dialing in your autofocus lens calibration and all kinds of other products, right? That's what I do. The EPA required that I had a pesticide license. I knew all about pesticides. I had to be licensed for pesticides because the cleaning cloths have cleaning agents in there that will actually kill bacteria. So bacteria to the EPA is a pest. So I have to have like a pest control license. Literally, not even joking here. I had to go through this entire thing just to get this license to be able to sell a microfiber cloth that was actually wet with an agent that kills pests, according to the EPA. It's bacteria. It's virus. Okay? But this is what they do. This is how they make money. They're crooks. I digress. My apologies. SpaceX paid fines, quote, tied to disagreements over paperwork, so it can focus its energy on completing the mission and commitments we have made. Basically, I said, you know what? We can't take this anymore. The fine is how much? Okay, there you go. I don't even want to fight with you anymore. How much is the fine? Okay, there's another fine? Okay, there you go. We don't even want to discuss it anymore. That's how bad it is. Reports of operating in defiance of environmental regulations. I love this one. This is their rebuttal. SpaceX calls it, quote, demonstrably false. Argues delays in licensing are for, quote, unreasonably and exasperating reasons. FAA consultation with US Fish and Wildlife Services. We've heard of them before, right? US Fish and Wildlife Services. They were a major factor in IFT-4 not going up for a long time because they had to check out ferns and any type of dead fish that was possibly in the water. You remember that? FAA consultation with U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services evaluated sonic booms and found that they have no significant impact to the environment. Interesting. SpaceX has extensive mitigation in place to protect birds near Starbase and has had for nearly 10 years, a full decade. Every single airport has these bird mitigations that are up. Things that make these sonic sounds so the birds stay away and whatnot. This has been going on forever. To date, the monitoring has not shown any population level impacts to monitored bird populations, despite unsubstantiated claims to the contrary that the authors themselves later amended. And lastly, IFT-5 will take place outside of nesting season. Nesting season. When China launches their rockets, I'm sure that they're taking into consideration nesting season. I'm certain of it, okay? I am absolutely certain of it. I am also certain that they're using drinking water for cooling things, right? Yeah. I was reading an article over on, I think it was the Times or the Post from Washington, and there's just a couple of lines that I want to read to you that I think is very important. Members of Congress and the space industry criticized the FAA, or the Federal Aviation Administration, for implementation of launch licensing regulations they claim threaten Americans' competitiveness in space. Yeah. I've been talking about this for a couple of years now. The president of the Commercial Spaceflight Federation said, quote, the way it is being implemented today has caused several licensing delays, confusion, and jeopardizes our long-held leadership position in space. We have a licensing regime, that's what it is, a licensing regime, with a lack of certainty, a lack of transparency, and provides significant delays. Absolutely. And finally, you will love this. The FAA, or the Federal Aviation Administration, is requesting a major budget increase for its commercial space office to keep up with the growing launch demand and preparing for potential new regulatory rules. They need more money for more regulation. They need more budget for their offices. They just need more. All right, they need more money. This is a fucking cash grab. That is exactly what goes on here. The whole thing is just dirty. Just like with me, I had to go with the EPA to go through this big long course on hazardous and bio this and bio that just to be able to sell something that cleans your damn phone. Money. What the hell happened to patriotism in this country? What the hell happened? You know, the motto, core and country. What the hell happened? Where did it go? Semper Fi? Actually, Semper Fidelis? Basically meaning always faithful. Faithful to the core, faithful to the guy next to you, faithful to your country. What the hell happened? I think patriotism has been dwindling, just like the testosterone has been dwindling in men over the last few years. I think that's what's going on. What do you think?